Another reading from The Terrible Game,
All right, let me get this music gone.
which,
All right, good.
for
It's
those
gone.
joining us in page 10, in reading, this is excerpts from the book from which the film Gymkata was based on.
Right. Now,
I totally
if you
said
want to read a little extra tonight, you can, because we're only at an hour and 32 minutes.
I found just
or
where I want
34 minutes.
I found just where I want to stop.
Okay.
We're gonna do like a whole page, I think, and there might be a slight overlap because I think I know where we stopped. It's been a while,
Okay.
but I think we ended with that's why, Jonathan, the pants are leather, and that's why they are tied on with 3 sets of rawhide thongs. So I think that's where we're starting.
All right. So just let me know when you need music.
I think we should start. Yes, go ahead.
All right. You're good.
From Dan Tyler Moore, The Terrible Game. They went into the living room and sat down. What's next on the list? Jonathan had already memorized it. An hour of Turkish conversation, he said. He was delighted at the swiftness in which they were speaking at the end of an hour. Once he got his gears really shifted to Turkish, things went almost as smoothly as if they were speaking English. Just as he was beginning to get tired of just sitting and talking, his father got up and led him the way to the walled garden where they used to play croquet before his mother died. On the stone bench was a brass kettle with a long curved spout. His father picked it up and poured an oily yellow liquid over his body. Jonathan sniffed. Olive oil. His father put down the kettle and spread it over himself with his hands. To make the body slippery and hard to grasp, cover yourself thoroughly or you won't stand a chance. It's an old Turkish wrestling trick. They crouched facing it. Shut up. They crouched facing each other in the center of the plot of grass. Their arms were outstretched, hands open. Despite his father's size, Jonathan was confident. He knew he was stronger for his age and very quick. It had been no trouble at all making the Yale wrestling team and then winning the intercollegiates. The coach said he was a shoo-in for the Olympics next year. He grinned at his father and decided to try a hip throw. He lowered his arms. As he expected, his father ducked his head. Jonathan threw his right arm around his father's neck and locked his hands together. He tried to pull his father over his hip. Instantly, he knew he had lost. He had forgotten the olive oil. His locked arm slipped over his father's head with a plop. He scrambled off balance and fell to his knees, his back towards his father. Instantly, he felt himself grasped powerfully from behind and lifted into the air face up. The sun blinded him and he heard his father chuckle. Chest towards the sky. You lose, Jonathan. Jonathan was thankful when 10:30 came. There was a taste of blood and olive oil in his mouth, and the whole universe smelled of olive oil. He felt completely exhausted. It was good to see that even his father was breathing heavily. Big patches were torn out of the carefully manicured lawn, and it was shiny with olive oil. It gave him great satisfaction to see the oil on his father's body, streaked with perspiration and green grass stains, with little spears of grass and leaves ground into the leather pants. Jonathan knew he had made a good showing against a much stronger and heavier opponent. After all, his father had been famous for years as an athlete. He felt a hand come down on his shoulder. You're a wonderful sparring partner, Jonathan. After a couple of weeks of practice and a little firming up with the heavy weights, you'll give me, and most other people, a whale of a lot of trouble. Trouble at what? Jonathan asked, but his father had turned to go into the house. One more paragraph. I think this is worth it.
Go ahead.
It took 5 minutes of hard scrubbing under the shower to get the olive oil off his body and out of his hair. He never did get it out of his nose. They got dressed in their riding clothes and walked out to the barn. Jonathan's watch showed exactly 10:45 as they each mounted one of the furry little ponies that the grooms were holding. Jonathan wondered why each pony had 2 men holding its bridle, with another standing on the opposite side as he mounted. The grooms were... Shut up. The grooms were armed with heavy leather quirts. Jonathan noticed that they looked nervous. They seemed relieved once he was safely mounted. What the heck? He had ridden since he was 5 years old. They acted as if he was mounting a tiger. And that ends this episode of The Terrible Game.
Oh my god. They really going with that olive oil.
This has been a... Should we just rename this homoerotic theater, or...
Yeah, let's do that. I mean, holy shit. 10 pages
Joey.
in, and they're still talking about olive oil.
Joey.
Toss salad.
Olive oil.
Tossed salad. What do you put on salad? Olive oil. Oh my god.
I don't remember anything about olive oil or tossed salad or or mounting ponies in the
Oh, in Gymkata?
yeah.
They left that part out.
I know I had you when his father grasped him powerfully from behind.
I'm supposed to compose myself. How am I supposed to do that? I can't do that. You're reading, talking about them slathering themselves in olive oil. Tossed salad.
We're on page 11 now, and I got the spot marked. We're good.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh.
Oh.